It was a time in America defined by hard work and innovation, where the hope of American dreams led the hearts of all to do great things. Arguably, one of the most progressive times in our nation's history, where any man or woman was free to live the life they chose. A time like no other. The year was 1993. Jimmy Jefferson was born into a complex love triangle between three female roommates. As a child, he was described as a creative individual, always playing and learning, with the dreams of someday building elevators for the tallest buildings in the world. But when he found a radio in a dumpster, his life was changed forever. This was what first sparked his interest in music. He would sit by his radio constantly, learning from the greatest jazz artists. Finally, at the age of 12, he began to write his own music, inspired by his favorite jazz artists, but tailored to suit the career he hoped to make in the elevator business. When he was only 14, he made his first record deal. It was an instant success. After only a week, 16 major elevator companies signed deals with him to use his music for their elevators.
Me and Jefferson were friends for a while, and one day he calls me up, invites me over to his studio, tells me he wants to see some of the stuff I'd been writing, been working on. We've done some collaborations in the past, and I go over and we're playing around in his studio, you know, just hashing tunes out, just having a good old time. And I show him some of the stuff that I've been working on, and he told me something. He says, "Bill, you gotta be more subtle, because listen, here's the thing. Nobody ever rides in an elevator because they want to hear music. You know, think about that. People ride in an elevator because they're on a journey. They're trying to get somewhere. And our goal is to help them in that journey, and do that with subtle jazz music." That was the day that elevator music really changed.
Because of Jimmy Jefferson's new approach to making elevator music, he quickly rose to the top. On July 8, 2007, he played a show at the Sax Lounge with the young starlet Barbara Bennett. They played to a crowd bigger than the lounge had ever seen before. They played encore after encore all through the night. Jefferson continued to climb the ladder of fame. His hit song, "Let's Shake It," was played in more elevators than any song. Shake it! I wanna shake it! His career was skyrocketing. It was the perfect life for a young elevator music composer. But some things were not as they seemed. Like every great story, things were finally coming to an end.
Things were going pretty well for Jimmy, but, you know, he had his problems. When we were in the studio, he would always have a piece of candy in his mouth. And at first, we didn't really think much of it. We just thought, that's just Jimmy, you know, it's a phase sort of thing. But then it got to the point where it was dangerous. He was a dangerous guy to be around. If he didn't have candy in his mouth, if he didn't have like a licorice, you know, that he was chewing on, or gummy bears that he was munching on, you'd get belligerent. And he was not the fun guy that he used to be to work with. And I think that it was the pressure of fame. It got to his head.
On April 1st, 2013, Jimmy Jefferson was found dead in his studio. His body was found surrounded by licorice and gummy worms. He finally collapsed under the pressure of stardom. He had overdosed on candy.
It's strange, when his problem got really bad, I had this dream that he would clean himself up and stop abusing candy and start living a better life. And me and him we'd get back together and we'd collaborate on some real good elevator music, just like the old times. But when I heard the news that he had died, I knew that that was just a pipe dream. I should have known all along that he was never going to clean up his act. The world lost somebody really special.
Like every great elevator song has an ending, this was the end of Jimmy Jefferson. He had changed the world of elevator music forever.